I have another warm bottle of milk. Fill the bottle, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right. I have your milk, baby. All right. Whew. This is little baby Snowflake, and he loves his bottle of milk. I think puppies are jealous that mama's eating. Boy, these guys are almost getting too big to nurse. Wow. This little girl wants to help me. I'm cleaning up a little bit on the cows. I think this is pretty funny there. You got both little calves kind of going from cow to cow, trying to see what milk they can get. They're actually tricking this one, and they're both on her. I don't know if they're actually both on her. Yeah, I guess they are. That's pretty funny. Two calves on one cow. I'm kind of glad to see this one little orphan calf on another cow. That's really what he needs. I noticed he was looking a little bit thicker, and I was wondering, hey, I think he's actually feeding on another cow because he's looking real good. And sure enough, he is. That's great. So I don't know if I've ever showed you my my loafing shed and my chicken proof. It used to be a bear proof chicken coop that I built, and I was unemployed for like 8 months. I had a wild hair to buy a sawmill and to actually make these, and I actually cut all the boards on my sawmill. And the interesting part is normally if you have a sawmill, normally you cut the boards, and then when they're green, you basically stack them and press them and dry them before you put them all together. But in this case, I actually cut them and put the whole thing together green, which I thought, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I had these really big mega bolts going through, and then I had kind of bolts sticking out over here, so I kind of put this board on with some recessed little notches to hide all the bolts, and I kind of did the same on this one. And the only thing on this that I didn't cut was the rafters. I kind of ran out of time. I got a job, and I ran out of time. So I use these rafters out of just old, I think they're 2x6s or 2x8s. But all the slats in here, I cut them all in my sawmill. And I thought the interesting part was, you can kind of tell where it kind of, like right in here where there's a little bit of, you could tell my blade was dull right in here when I was cutting the board, and had a little bit of cracking up here. I think that's from using green wood, and it warped right here pretty bad. And so I first started out with ponderosa pine, and then when I moved over here to this big one, I actually had my llamas back then, and when I moved to this big one, I actually switched to lodgepole pine. Yeah, lodgepole. And lodgepole's completely different. When you cut it, it's a lot harder. And the thing about lodgepole, I think it's a drier wood, and when I put it all together, it didn't warp at all. And I think kind of the bottom ones, they got warped a little. I think the cows kind of pee on them a little bit, and they kind of get wet again, and then they warp. But it came out really, really nice. And this one, all of it, and the weird thing is I didn't really have plans. I just kind of took like a week, and I just kind of scratched it all on paper, and I put it all together just on a piece of, it was like the composition notebook that has little squares. And then when I was all done, I sprayed it with Thompson's water seal, which I thought was pretty cool because it keeps all of its original color and waterproofs it. And I sprayed it like every year for like 3 years. And I'd say this is probably This is at least 10 years old, this structure, and it's really, really holding up well. I can't believe it. And I actually had a realtor come out and he's like, yeah, that shed, that thing's gonna outlive you, which kind of made me feel nice. And then on the top, I basically just put just regular shingles, just black shingles, and a little metal trim on the edge. And you can almost see that I could probably go back. I haven't done water seal for like probably 5 or 6 years. I could probably go back and spray it down with another coat of water seal. But look at all these cows. When they're all eating around the feeder, it's like, man, I have a lot of cows. That's pretty awesome. But let me show you the back of this. This is pretty cool. So when I first started, I actually started using nails to hold the boards on. And it worked fine for the llamas. Whoa! That scared me. Yeah. So I started using, you can actually still see the nails that I put in here. And then when the bulls started getting big, they would go through and they would knock all the boards off. And actually this came out incredibly straight for just kind of winging it. I mean, look at how straight that is. I was really impressed that, you know, the ground didn't settle. And then just lately, in the last couple of years, I've had the bottom boards kind of bend out, which is kind of weird. I think the bulls are just pushing up grass and dirt along it. And but yeah, I just thought I'd share this. This is pretty cool. Wow, I didn't even know I had I didn't even know I had bees in here. But there's a little nest right there. And then it was like a year after that, I kind of threw this together with I didn't cut any of these boards, and I threw it together out of 2x4s and some wood I found at Home Depot. And this thing is all warped and leaning, and this definitely won't outlive me. So, but I actually had my chickens, little baby chickens in here, and it worked pretty good. I had my little heat lamp in there, and then I had ducks. I think it was the year before last in here, but I couldn't keep the predators out there to still make it in there, and I had a whole bunch of baby ducks. And yeah, this whole thing is really warped. I think the bulls kind of push against it and push against the fence, and this thing's so light and flimsy, I think at some point it's just going to fall down. So, but I'm really happy with these big, huge loafing sheds that I made. I didn't think I'd like them so much or use them so much, and if it wasn't for these, I don't think there'd be any way I could really contain the bulls, because you know they get up inside of these, and the wood's really, really, really thick. You know, I got some really big, and the funny part is, take a look at this. I got a little hook on here, and when I first put these together, I cut all of this wood, and the hinges actually were part of a wood stove. And I just used my torch, and I cut out these little pieces, and then this was just a piece of pipe that I cut, and I bolted it all on there. And then all this, I just went in my scrap pile in the back, and I cut all this out of scrap, and I even bent these and welded it all together. And so basically the idea was to be able to latch it, and then I was putting a little carabiner in there, and that's kind of what they do in the trash cans for the bears, because the bears are pretty smart, and if you could do a little latch with the carabiner, bears can't figure that one out. So I thought that was a pretty cool door, and the bottom's kind of the same. The bottom actually broke a little board, and I haven't really fixed it. And this bottom board, it's basically set up the same, the bottom door with the latch and everything. But I don't really use this anymore since I got my electric fence. It's pretty much just to keep the rain off of all my stuff in there. But I thought it was pretty cool, and there's if I can get this. So yeah. I just thought I'd share. It was like 8 months of my life right there. And I enjoyed cutting the wood, and I actually had the sawmill over here. I have some pictures, but I don't think I have any video of back when I did it. So you'll see me walk around the barnyard and you'll see those structures, and that's kind of the story behind it. Puppies want to come out? Mama wants to go in. The puppy's gonna almost make it out, almost. Oh my goodness, come on puppy, come on. Alright, look at all these puppies. Oh, they have sharp claws, sharp teeth. Oh, they definitely like people. Wow. Alright, I finally got Mama away. Was able to actually feed these guys. So these guys are 5 weeks and 1 day old. It's getting crazy around here. So I was getting ready to unload this hay, and apparently my little vent was open, and when I backed up it ripped it off on the barn, so that could be a problem. Alright, so this time I'm going to try to use small bales to feed my cows, and I was using large bales just because hay got really expensive and it was hard to find small bales at a decent price. So what I like to do, this is actually I guess a pretty high-end grass hay here. And what I like to do is kind of stack it in the corner along the side, just kind of one little sack right in here. And then what I like to do is maybe put another row of alfalfa and another row of maybe some cheaper hay, and then kind of mix them. So if my cows are getting a little thin, I can add a little more alfalfa. If I want to cut costs a little bit more, I kind of mix in the cheap hay. And then usually in this bay here, I have my bedding hay, and then over here maybe some really premium hay that I'll use a little at a time. So last year I had this barn completely full, and over the winter it got completely empty, so I'm going to fill it back up, have my little speaker there, and I'm going to jam out and rock this place. Alright, easy peasy. Finished unloading them all, and I actually like to stack them in stacks of 10. So that is what 108 bales looks like. It's real easy to count in stacks of 10. I always feel good after unloading hay. I think man was designed to work hard. Alright, these guys, ooh. They are 5 weeks and 1 day old. Oh, these guys are crazy. One in the corner. Yeah. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. They have sharp claws and sharp teeth. Ooh, they are jumping all over. They are crazy. Crazy. They're coming in and out of the little doggy doors. Wow. They've really gotten big. Oh, these guys are great. I'm trying to teach them not to chew on me. Ouch! Here, chew on this glove. Chew on this glove. That worked pretty good last year. Where I got them to chew on the glove instead of me. Then they won't run up to you and chew on your leg. That worked pretty good. Okay, so I just sold my 3-fur to my brother Matt. So if you're wondering what cow it is, Matt, this is Horace, and I've been feeding her grain. I'm actually going to increase her grain a little bit, and there's kind of a glare from the sun. But she's definitely pregnant, so she'll have a baby for you next year, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of cool to keep cows in the family, especially these guys, because these are I don't know, I pulled them out of the herd, and I've been feeding her extra grain, and Penelope here is going with the deal, and she is my friendliest cow here. So I think for their first cows, they're gonna love these guys, and they're thinking about doing a herd at some point. So actually, if they have a bull calf, this will be perfect, because then you'll have 2 girls and a bull, and you could start cranking out some cows like I am in no time at all. So I think you guys will really love those cows. So that big old bull, I actually had one of my viewers said, hey, I saw in one of your videos you have a couple bulls, and you actually go in there with the bulls. Aren't you afraid of the bulls? And I would say, absolutely not. I'm not afraid of these bulls. I have no fear at all, but I do have the ultimate respect for these animals. These guys are so big, they could easily crush you in an instant. And one thing, you want to make sure you stay away from the back legs, because if they would to kick anything around them, they could do some serious damage. But up front, they're not bad. So if you get up front here with this bull, I have no fear. He trusts me, I trust him. We have a mutual respect. And when he starts getting a little crazy, I back off. He's the boss. And another thing you want to really watch with these bulls is that you don't get between a bull and something solid like a wall, because these guys have the right of way. They push anything around and anything down. You could inadvertently get really hurt by a bull. It's kind of like if you're, the mama dog and the puppy, the first day, she can accidentally squash it. But it's kind of the same with these bulls. You just really, really want to respect them and don't get in a bad spot. But they're just some really majestic looking animals, and they're just so massive. The size of the neck on these guys is just incredible. I can't even believe it, how big they are. But when it comes to my bulls, I'm definitely not afraid of them at all. So I'm back here in the reptile room, and take a look at what I'm doing. So kind of in the middle of changing everything up, and so basically what I did is I'm growing up all these new female breeder rats, and I had this whole colony over here of all these older rats, and they're so old they pretty much stopped producing. I don't have enough rats now to keep up, and now I kind of have a new system. So I just put the first males and female replacements up here. So I put basically the black one as a male, and then these guys are probably just about the right size females to start breeding. So these guys should produce a lot of babies. And what I did now, so I don't lose track, I put 4 female breeders, and then I put kind of when they were born, when they breed, and when to retire them. And I did the same with the male, when born, breed, and retire. So that way, when they're coming up on, a few months before they retire, I can start growing up a whole new colony. And we're running into this problem where I basically run out of rats because all my rats are too old. So I kind of gave up on these puppies, and I'm feeding them all together. We'll see who finishes first and tries to eat the other one's food. I can't seem to get them separated. Oh. Come on, buddy. Ooh. How about over here? Yeah. Well, I think that actually worked pretty well. I think they all finished about the same time. Oh, I'm getting to the point where It's too much work to try to separate all these guys. I just can't seem to do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So this is funny. I called this baby over. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. And she's not coming. He's not coming, huh? You want your bottle? You want your bottle? I think he's been on a mama cow so long now. Come on, baby. Maybe he doesn't want the bottle. Wow. No bottle for you? No bottle for you? That's different. I've never had one go off the bottle. Oh, you're gonna go off the bottle now, huh? You gonna go off the bottle? Wow. Come on. Come on. Alright, come on. Oh, I know he's been nursing. And actually, that's good for me. I think I can get to a point where this might be my last bag of milk replacer. I might be able to get him on a mama cow full time. That's hilarious. Alright guys, so it seems like it's been forever since we had some ball python eggs laid. And I know we have 5 more females, and then after this, we'll just have 4 more. So she's actually way up on top. I'm gonna have to get my step ladder going here. And we'll come up and take a look at what we have here. I was just kind of peeking in the tubs this morning and noticed she has a nice big bunch of eggs. Oh yeah. And this is just a normal. And I bred her with my bamboo, so half should be normal, half should be bamboo, which would be pretty cool. And hopefully more than half will be bamboo. So I'm gonna set this up on the tripod here and see what we have. Alright, that looks like a whole bunch of really good eggs. I don't see any slugs. She is really defensive. I bet she'd snap at me. Alright, let's throw her off a little bit there. And I'm pretty sure she's done laying. She is really fired up. She is fired up. Yeah. Let's see. She is hissing. Oh, she still has, looks like she still has one more egg in her. Believe it or not. I think this at the end, this is an egg right here. So what I think I want to do is I'm just gonna, these are, yeah, she just laid them too. Whoa, she's taking off. I guess I hit this a little early. I'm gonna actually pull these eggs out, and I'm gonna let her lay that last one here. Ooh, they're all stuck. She's taking off here. Oh. Alright, she needs to go back in the tub and lay that last egg. Ooh. Alright, let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. That's pretty neat. So what I like to do from here is I like to kind of pull them apart and candle them. And as I candle them, I'll put them, I actually made 2 egg boxes here. I want to actually put them in the egg boxes. So let's see if we can pull them apart first. Let me get my chair. I'll take a look at these. This one seems kind of weird. It almost looks like the embryo's kind of black on there. I don't know if you can see that very good, but That one just looks kind of weird. These are real easy to take apart. I think she just barely laid them. Obviously, since she still has one in her belly. This is kind of like the time I like to get them to. They're a little bit easier to separate. They're still pretty stuck though. Not too bad though. Alright. That was pretty painless. Now what I like to do is turn out the light and candle them. Oh, if I can get situated here. So what I like to do is I like the embryo on the top, which is this little round jiggly thing right there. That is the top on that one. That's the top on that one. And there's the embryo on that one, if you can see it. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's the top on that one. And that's on that one. And on that one. Perfect. Alright. So what I did is actually, I set these up to where there's 3 in one box, 4 in the other. And then from here I put a press and seal on the boxes. Let me lift this tripod up a little bit more. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. And this is kind of the end of a roll on this press and seal. This stuff's been working really good too. And it kind of has a sticky side and a non-sticky side. So basically the sticky side goes down. Like so. Just like that. They will go in the incubator for 2 months. And I've tried a bunch of different substrates, and I find this 50-50 vermiculite water is working pretty good. The only thing I've kind of found on this is it seems like some of my eggs, some of the eggs in the incubator are getting kind of dripped on, and it seems like I'm losing a couple eggs. So this is pretty much kind of a hands-off kind of a setup, and I haven't been checking them, but I do peek in every now and then, and I don't know if it's the best since I'm actually losing. I think I lost maybe 2 or 3 eggs, and I think it's from water dripping on the eggs. But I'm going to try it for a little bit more and see if I can figure out something better to go through eventually. So the next thing I do is label the boxes with my label maker. So here's kind of my setup here. So I labeled it my normal female number 3. You can see that in the light. It kind of has a glare on it. Crossed with my bamboo. Laid the 2nd of July, and it should hatch the 26th of August. Wow, these are getting really late. And then on the ends, I basically put the same thing. So, and then I'll put them in my incubator. So I've actually been pretty fortunate in that incubator. I knew it wouldn't hold all the the clutches from all these snakes, and it seems like they're hatching pretty much at the same rate as they're being laid at this point. So I'm freeing up space pretty much at the same time. So just kind of waiting for this last girl to lay here, the last egg, and she's not happy. Oh, look at that! She actually did lay it. She laid it. Wow, just like that. I'm gonna actually pull that out and throw it in the incubator if she'll let me. Woo! Yeah, she is not happy. Whew. I've never seen one hiss so much. She's all hiss and no bite, I can tell. Yeah, ooh, look at how soft and gooey they are. Ooh, that's amazing. I'm pretty sure that's the last one in there too. I don't really see any other eggs in there. Yeah, she's done. We'll put her back. She really laid that one quick. Well, just take a look at how soft and goopy this is. It's really, when they come out, they're really soft, and then after a little bit, they get really leathery hard. So I am going to candle that one. Let me move all my mess here. That was kind of unexpected that it would come out so fast. I thought I had more of a wait. And let's see. See what a brand new laid egg looks like. You can see it really well there. Yeah. So I want to put it in my box where I had just 3 eggs. I don't like to put more than 5 eggs to a box, so I kind of like to split them up a little bit. And I basically sink them down in this vermiculite just a little bit. Just like that. Now the 2-month wait is on. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Looks like the next thing coming up is we have some eggs that'll hatch probably about the 12th of July. So another 10 days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.